So Tulsi Gabbard has been confirmed. And what I'm going to do with this video, because obviously we all know how big of a deal this is. She sits on top of all of the intelligence apparatuses in the United States now. And this is the deal, dude. Okay, so what does that actually mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. I'm going to tell you today about two different stories that sit under the intelligence apparatus, just as an example of the kinds of things that are now rolling up to Tulsi. And both of these are a really, really big deal, okay? So she's confirmed. Tulsi Gabbard's in. This is what she is dealing with. So here are two stories just as an example of the, right out of the gate, this is what she's looking at. Now, if I told you that there was a criminal gang of Venezuelans operating inside of the United States, and we knew where they were, we knew who they were, and the border czar, Tom Homan, was setting up to go and raid those areas to get these like South American criminal gangs round up and deported. And we found out that there was an insider FBI agent that was tipping those people off so that they could avoid getting detained and shipped out. That would be one of like the biggest scandals ever, right? Like would certainly not look very good on the FBI, to say the least, right? Well, that's exactly what's going on, okay? Talking about an FBI agent or more than one, corrupt, getting information about criminal gangs that we are targeting and then leaking it to them so they can run away. That's like, dude, you hear about that with stuff like some of like the most shocking organized crime stories ever, like as an example in Boston with Whitey Bulger and the FBI that was corrupt and in bed with him. And one of those guys doing 40 years in prison now. Other guys kind of skated away. But like when you hear that, like when the FBI was in bed with Irish organized crime, you're like, this can't be real. It's real. But how you explain to me how the FBI can be corrupt for Venezuelan gangs in the United States? Like, walk me through how that happens. So we're going to look at that story. And in a potentially even bigger story, as this is kind of like an unfolding thing, I guess I haven't seen CNN covering it yet, which probably means it's more likely true than not. You know what I mean? But Governor Josh Shapiro plot to assassinate Donald Trump at the Butler assassination attempt. There's a whistleblower claiming that Josh Shapiro was behind it. Okay. So this is like a real story. Okay. This is not on, fakenews.com. This is like a real story that's happening. You have a real whistleblower claiming that Josh Shapiro did this. Okay. So I think all of us have always been very suspicious that there was something much bigger going on than just some random happenstance single shooter with a crazy idea. I'm going to go get him. I'm going to put him down. Okay. Now we haven't visited that in a long time because it hasn't, just hasn't been top of mind. But I think we all can remember that a lot of that story didn't make a lot of sense, right? Really looked like there was a coordinated effort to put Trump down. Now, had we all known what was going to happen if he got elected, I think we would have expected that. Like, I'm surprised they weren't taking a shot at him every single day, because as you can see with what's been going on now, like the deep state is getting gutted, unraveled. You know what I mean? Piece by piece. Just USAID, like the people who are the deep state, that's $50 billion out of the gate that is gone for them. You know what I mean? Like it's gone. Like that's $50 billion a year that they were throwing around. That's just like, you've just taken like a little piece off of the orange that you're going to go ahead and peel. It's like, it's insane to even think about how far this is going to go. But anyway, so that's what we're going to go do. That's what we're going to cover here. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. If you are seeing this by some miracle as a new viewer of my channel, highly unlikely because I'm covering this topic and it doesn't get shown to anybody. But, in the event that you did want to, if you do see this and you're not subscribed to the channel, then, go ahead and subscribe. That would be very helpful. And like this video either way. So U.S. identifies suspected immigration office raid details leaker. And can you imagine if you were that person, like the person who's been leaking this information and thought you were safe, and now they're like, hey, we know who you are. It's like, you're going to jail, dude. You're going to jail. So the U.S. has identified a suspected leaker who allegedly tipped off a Venezuelan criminal gang, Tren de Aragua, about a planned immigration and customs enforcement raid in Los Angeles, according to Trump's border czar, Tom Homan. We think we identified that person under investigation right now. He said he talked to the Deputy Attorney General, Emma Bove, and underlined they have opened up a criminal investigation. Homan highlighted that it means the leaker, likely an FBI employee, may go to jail, lose his job, lose his or her job and pension rights. They need to go to jail. I mean, like that's not even up for debate. If this person leaked this to a criminal gang, they need to go to prison for 100% sure. The leak also prompted Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to criticize the FBI as corrupt. In a post on X, she vowed to prosecute crooked deep state agents to the fullest extent of the law. Good. Tren de Aragua, a U.S. designated foreign terrorist organization, is a transnational criminal group known for violent activities. The planned ICE raid, described as large scale by the LA Times, aims to target undocumented immigrants in Los Angeles. In recent weeks, Trump ordered the construction of a detention camp in Guantanamo Bay to hold up to 30,000 of the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. The White House has since begun flying undocumented immigrants labeled as a high threat and criminals to detention center in Cuba as part of Trump's mass deportation plan. So, I mean, you know, this is what Tulsi is inheriting. You know what I mean? Like, this is why we needed someone at the top of the intelligence apparatus, right, that we could trust, because this is what is being inherited. And this person needs to go to prison for you need to make an example of this person. They need to go in for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, they need to go in for a long time. There's no reason that this person should be looking at the outside of a prison cell for any reason for a very long time. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. This is like straight up like criminal espionage against the United States. Now, I realize that's been relatively normalized recently in the federal government, where they were getting away with whatever they wanted. But it's a new world now, you know? It's a new world. And so I will never feel any empathy towards someone who has operated directly against the interests of the United States and gets caught and goes to jail. And this person is absolutely doing that and protecting arch criminals. I don't know this gang in particular off the top of my head, but dude, like criminal South American gangs are pretty ruthless in my, like I've heard nothing but horror stories about these people. So like, what could their motivation be? I'm really curious what that is. What's their motivation? Why would you do this? You know what I mean? Why would you do this? So let's move it right along. And just to bring it back to Tulsi, this is the first time in my lifetime that I feel 100% confident that the person who is in charge of like filtering through all of the nonsense and finding out what's been going on and then making sure that the right people face justice for it is in that, like, it's someone I could trust that's in that position. Tulsi Gabbard, I trust her straight up. Okay. Now, I know that some people's opinions have been poisoned by the idea, oh, she's a Russian asset. If you listen, I'm telling you right now, if your opinion is that Tulsi is questionable around her relationship with Russia, you are watching the wrong channels. That is just straight up deep state propaganda nonsense that is not true. Okay. It's just not true. And the reason why the guy that won is because we have all bit by bit figured out that these are lies. Like, as soon as these people lie to you about Tulsi or anybody else, RFK and all these people, they just lie after lie after lie. Okay. That's when you start to go, oh, they really are the bad guys. And Tulsi's one of the good guys. And I am extremely, extremely happy that she's going to be in there, because now we know she's going to be the one that's going to be looking at this. This is going to be a top priority. You know, that story that we just looked at. And here's another one. Okay. Here's another one. I can't believe I can't believe we're going to have the opportunity to have someone actually potentially get to the bottom of the Trump assassination, because that is very exciting news. Okay. So, did Governor Josh Shapiro plot Donald Trump's Butler assassination attempt? Whistleblower claims. Okay. So, a whistleblower has filed a criminal complaint alleging Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's involvement in the assassination attempt on President Trump's life, July of last year. The complaint also alleges the involvement of ex-FBI Director Christopher Wray and the Biden administration in the plot. So again, whether or not this is true or not, you know what I mean? Like, whether or not these are true statements, I, for the very first time, feel like we're going to get to the bottom of whether they're true or not. Or at the very least, we're going to, if the information is there to be got, it's going to get got, right? So an apparent whistleblower, according to a social media report, filed a complaint alleging Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's involvement in the assassination attempt on Donald Trump in July last year. The reported criminal complaint was allegedly filed by a former Pennsylvania State Police employee and federal whistleblower, Hadassah Feinberg, on February 7, 2025. We cannot verify the authenticity of these claims at this moment. That's what I'm saying. We'll find out. You know what I mean? We'll find out. As per a screenshot shared on social media, Feinberg alleged that in the days leading up to the assassination attempt on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania, Shapiro and other government officials, including Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner Christopher Paris and former FBI Director Christopher Wray, orchestrated the attack as part of a political scheme. The complaint also alleged that the Biden administration blocked several attempts to report the plot to the Secret Service and FBI. Feinberg claims to have sought attempted homicide charges against Shapiro, but Butler DA Richard Goldlinger declined to file charges. So here is this is the original social media post. Let's actually just go to it and take a look. All right. So this is it. So we'll go screenshot by screenshot. It's hard to believe that there may be a bigger story than the final score of the Super Bowl. President Donald Trump learned today a federal whistleblower and former PA State Police employee has come forward with the information and filed a criminal complaint this week on February, alleging linking. Okay, in the weeks leading up to. Okay, we read all that. Blocked by the Biden administration. Okay, so on July 15, 2024 through July 23rd, 2024, this affiant communicated with Secret Service agent John T. Donahue and provided numerous documentations relating to the crimes committed by Joshua Shapiro and the Philadelphia FBI's involvement in covering up the crimes of defendant Joshua Shapiro. Agent John T. Donahue sent the complaint to headquarters, but the Biden administration blocked it. On March 9th, 2024, Special Agent Kenneth Keller advised this affiant through email that he contacted the FBI Philadelphia personnel, FBI Victim Services and Management at the Washington field office, and that they advised him to direct the affiant to Philadelphia FBI. Agent Kenneth Keller informed this affiant that the crimes being reported are not occurring in his jurisdiction and that he has no jurisdiction to assist in Pennsylvania crimes. Well, March 9th, 2024, that hadn't even happened yet. That's weird. Maybe he's saying that they were planning it. Up until recently, Christopher Wray. Now, okay, so let's see here. The criminal affidavit. Hadassah Feinberg. Let's actually just look. Hadassah Feinberg. Let's just see what comes up here. So I wonder what. Okay, so criminal complaint. Okay, so there's like, what's this from December 9th? Oh man, this is real. Look at this, dude. This is real. This is uscourts.gov. This is real. So check it out. Look at U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit versus all of these guys. And you can see Josh Shapiro right there. Filed a civil action and a motion to leave to proceed in pro forma. District Court denied the motion to proceed. Yada, yada, yada. Let me make sure. This actually does not say what this is about. But let's see what else is there, dude. Here we go. Okay, let's see about this one. Tulsi, get into this thing. You know? All right, so. Man, this is not saying. This is not saying what. This is not saying what this is about. Oh, it's the same thing. Does this have, this doesn't have, I don't see Biden. I don't see Christopher Wray. Let me see. Yeah, Christopher Wray's not on here. All right. So here is the affidavit. Okay. So the federal whistleblower hereby alleged that defendants Joshua Shapiro and his personnel, individual and official capacity, facilitated, organized, and carried out his plan to assassinate Donald J. Trump on July 13, 2024. Defendant Shapiro was unsuccessful in completing his mission, but is responsible for organizing and facilitating it, injuring the current president and causing the murder of Cory Compattor. All right, so here's where it gets interesting. Okay. On July 13th, 2024, Trump was shot from the Pennsylvania State Police perimeter, yada, yada, perimeter failure, false. In his sworn testimony, defendant Paris fabricated, distorted, and willfully blurred the United States Secret Service for security failures in efforts to divert criminal investigation and conceal crimes of public corruption and fraud in the state. Okay, here you go. Check this out. At least five federal provided witness testimony to the state and federal crimes committed by defendant Shapiro, spanning over 10 years, including Gregory yada yada. In the days leading up to the attempted assassination, Alex Soros made credible threats to assassinate Donald Trump. He has never faced any criminal investigation despite his valid threats. Oh, he's going to face investigation now. Bet your fucking life he's going to face him now. With Tulsi there, Tulsi running the entire intelligence apparatus. You think these guys are safe now? They're not. They're the opposite of safe. Having money does not protect you from the United States government. Do you have a military of your own? You don't. And you're not in control anymore. Like, those people should be terrified. Terrified. Okay, defendant Josh Shapiro, a close confidant of Soros and recipient of large campaign donations, carried out the premeditated plan to thwart Donald Trump from being elected. Defendant Shapiro was actively engaged in laundering funds with Ukraine. The verified election of Donald J. Trump would not only expose Shapiro's federal laundering, but expose multiple officials from the Democratic Party who were laundering millions of taxpayer dollars. Defendant Josh Shapiro invited President Zelensky to meet him in person 2024, physically signed bombs and photo. Okay, so, I mean, the fact that Zelensky is in there is a little bit weird. This whole thing is like a little bit weird here because anybody could just type this up. I mean, I don't know. You know, here we go. So this is Butler County. I am in receipt of your criminal complaint. Oh, wow. Man, like, I am disapproving. You read the letter. Wait, hang on. So, what does it say? Okay, hang on. That person said, I am in receipt of your criminal complaint, which you have filed against Governor Joshua Shapiro for his alleged involvement in the attempted homicide of former President Trump. Please be advised there are multiple investigations currently being conducted by various government agencies. Due to these pending investigations, I am disapproving your private criminal complaint. Okay. And who is that to, though? Like, I don't even understand. Like, if you blocked out who it's to, how is that even? I don't even understand what. I don't understand. March 9th, supervisor can contact. Okay, bottom line is there's a lot going on here that, I mean, really, like I said, the point of this video is that now we have someone in charge who's going to just, go through all this stuff, decipher. If you think that, figuring out who tried to take a shot at Trump, if there was a conspiracy, is not high on their list. I mean, hey, what would your number one let's say you're the current sitting president and someone took a shot at you. What's your number one priority in terms of like rooting out people who are up against you? Probably the ones who tried to murder you in front of your family and the American people. Probably be priority one. And then priority two, who was behind 2020 mail-in stuff, dude, because they're coming for them too. So everybody buckle up, watch the show. You guys have to understand, we are still in the absolute beginning of what is coming, okay? He's been president for a month. He's going to be here for 4 years, 48 months. We're 1 month in. We are just getting the players in place that are about to go ham. Because at the end of the day, the real power has always been in who controls the government because of the military, because of law enforcement and all that. And these people had total control forever, and they are about to have no control. None. Zero. Okay? The real deep state and the actors that have been pulling the strings, they should be like, I can't even imagine what they're like, what's going on with them right now. They are probably frantically acid washing servers, burning documents, and getting ready to, defend themselves in court. So good day for the good guys. Love you guys. Chat soon. Bye.